You know, there is something strange happening in our world, wherein the American people and Georgians are just saying, if injustice and unlawful acts don't knock on my door, then it don't concern me. Well, as I stand in front of Jimmy Collins Regional Airport, I ask you, my beloved Georgians, why is it that in this day and time we call the civil rights organizations, we call the Justice Department, we call our legal agencies, including Eric Holder, and we call out for help from the religious communities on behalf of the suffering people in small towns here in Georgia, the state of Georgia, and across the nation. And nobody will hear our cries. When we look at black mayors, not all of them, but at least in 10 cities that are being mistreated, stripped of the power that the people voted them into office, wanted them to execute on their behalf. Yet, they are suffering. And the governor of the state of Georgia, Georgia Attorney General Sam Olens, Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, nobody will come to their aid. And so they must suffer. In many cases, these mayors have the people to walk out on them before the black mayor sound the gavel. And I have never seen that done in my life until recent history. Now, I don't want you to think that this is just limited to Meigs, Georgia, Dawson, Georgia, Quitman, Georgia, Gordon, Georgia, Davisboro, Georgia, Warrenton, Georgia. But there are other cities wherein black mayors are going through similar circumstances. And people are asking, when will Georgia elected officials step up to the plate and do what needs to be done? Once again, I could regurgitate what I've already documented, video camcorded it, recorded it by tape, and in other manners. And yet, it is as if though a tree fell in the forest on these issues. And then they tell us that the forest don't exist and that the tree never fell. And many of our children were beneath the limbs when the tree fell. And so I want to leave you now with this. What will we tell our children? What will we tell our children when there's another war and we want them to go and fight for this republic, and this republic will not fight for their rights? This criminal trespass warning that I'm under, nearly 365 days without justification or notification, as you will see on this YouTube channel. And yet, the Sheriff Prime, the probate courts, the Criminal Investigative Department at the jail, Superior Court, Federal Court, nobody have said anything about my criminal trespass warning without justification or notification. Now, the mayor in Meigs, Georgia, as I said earlier, and on this video, or this channel, have been arrested according to the white retired police chief of Meigs and the former city manager of Meigs, Georgia, said for nothing. And yet, nobody says anything. You can't hardly get it published in the newspaper. About the only place you're going to find something that look like fair is on Boston G.B.R. YouTube channel. So we had better wake up, y'all, here in the state of Georgia. As I said earlier, and on this YouTube channel, they can call me any name they want. But I just don't want anybody to say that George Boston Rhymes, a retired military veteran, did not stand up for his children, his grandchildren, and coming generations of children. No servant of Allah, no servant of Moses or Jehovah or Jah, no servant of any of the great worthies can say they love Jesus and see what is happening to take away our rights, and they don't say nothing. Yet they can dip every Sunday and duplicate and imitate and placate those great worthy religious men and women. But when it comes down to standing up for what is good and what is in the best image of our beloved nation, they are nowhere to be found. Well, we're going to sit back and we're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to continue to tell the truth on behalf of the people. If I could put my life on the line in foreign nations during the Vietnam era and other wars of our beloved nation, then truly, we military veterans on active duty in uniform, we should be able to stand up and remember our oath and commitment to defend this country from both foreign and domestic enemies. And like the Quitman 10+2 and Lula Smart's first and second mistrial, and now they say they want to try her again, and nothing been published in the newspaper about the beef of what took place in the courtroom. But you can find it on Boston G.B.R. channel, because I respect this nation. I respect the founding fathers of this nation. And above all, I respect the 43 presidents of the United States of America, and I don't exclude the 44th president, President Barack Hussein Obama. President Obama haven't denied any American citizen the right to vote. He has never denied any American citizen to be called a full-fledged human being. He did not deny anybody to own land. He didn't deny anybody the right to drink water at a water fountain, or to get an education, or get lodging in public motels across the nation. And yet he is the one that is called a Hitler, a demon from the pits of hell. And this is why I love and I respect Jesus the Christ and his words as recorded in the volume of Sacred Law, St. John 8:32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set and make you free. I love freedom, and if you love freedom, then you'll stand up for what is right in Quitman, in Meigs, in Dawson, in Gordon, in Davisboro, in Warrenton, and the other 4 cities that I will be visiting soon. You will stand up for what is right here in the state of Georgia. Once again, President Jimmy Carter, you can weigh in on this if you like. President Jimmy Carter, you can weigh in on this. President Bill Clinton, President George Bush, yeah, you can weigh in on this, man. You can help save the image of America in foreign nations of the world by ensuring that in the state of Georgia, our military veterans on active duty and everyday citizens are respected as the founding fathers said, as they said this nation would be. But pretty soon, the truth will be told, and we will no longer be known as a nation of laws when we show everything but that. Bye-bye.